The year is 1853. Europe is a powder keg. Tensions between old empires, Russia and the Ottoman Empire, are reaching boiling point. In this volatile atmosphere, a dispute over holy places in the Holy Land ignited a conflict that would engulf Europe in war. Britain and France, fearing Russian expansion, joined the Ottoman side. The Crimean War had begun. This wasn't just any war. It was a clash of titans. On one side, the Russian Empire, a vast land power with a proud military tradition. On the other, Britain and France with their powerful navies and advanced technology. The Crimean Peninsula, jutting out into the Black Sea, became the battleground for this epic confrontation. At the heart of the Crimean Peninsula lay Sevastopol, a city of immense strategic importance. This was the home of the Russian Black Sea Fleet, a formidable naval force. Sevastopol was no ordinary port. It was heavily fortified, its harbour guarded by powerful guns and a maze of defensive structures. Whoever controlled Sevastopol controlled the Black Sea. The Allies knew they had to capture Sevastopol to cripple the Russian war effort. The Russians, determined to defend their prized possession, poured reinforcements into the city. The stage was set for a titanic struggle. In September 1854, the Allied armies landed on the Crimean Peninsula. Their objective, Sevastopol. Their journey was arduous. The Russians, led by the formidable General Eduard Totleben, were masters of defense. They had transformed Sevastopol into a fortress. What followed was a grueling siege. Month after month, the armies exchanged artillery fire. The air was thick with smoke. The ground trembled under the impact of exploding shells. Both sides launched costly assaults. The fighting was fierce and unrelenting. Section 4, Hardship and Heroism, Life and Death in the Trenches. Life in the trenches was a living hell. Disease was rife. Cholera, dysentery and typhus ravaged the ranks. Medical care was primitive. Amputations were often the only option for the wounded. The winter of 1854 to 1855 was particularly brutal. Freezing temperatures, blizzards and inadequate clothing added to the misery. Despite the horrors, acts of courage and compassion were commonplace. Soldiers risked their lives to rescue comrades. Nurses like Florence Nightingale brought hope and healing to the wounded. The Crimean War, for all its brutality, gave birth to the modern nursing profession. Section 5. Aftermath and Legacy, the Impact of Sevastopol. The siege of Sevastopol lasted for nearly a year. Finally, in September 1855, the Russians, facing overwhelming odds, were forced to abandon the city. Sevastopol had fallen. The Crimean War dragged on for a few more months, but the capture of Sevastopol had broken the back of the Russian resistance. The war ended in 1856 with the Treaty of Paris. Russia emerged weakened but not crushed. The Crimean War had far-reaching consequences. It shattered the old order in Europe and paved the way for future conflicts. The Siege of Sevastopol, a pivotal moment in military history, showcased the changing nature of warfare. It highlighted the importance of technology, logistics, and the devastating impact of new weapons. The stories of bravery, resilience, and sacrifice from this epic siege continue to resonate to this day. It was a conflict that changed the world forever.